We've already seen barriers go up and an early flash in with a lot of presence from Gentlemates towards this B site. Salvo's gone in, not finding the value they needed, and the nade does for Kiko.
It's saying that they have managed to get at least a little bit of extra ground, the flash through, along with the paranoia, but no one's actually capitalized off it. Mini, though, there he is. Spoke about him. Not quite the one I was thinking of, but that's a huge couple of kills to get them back into the round.
Yeah, this one's definitely standing tall with those picks and a third under his belt. Gentlemates have recovered beautifully, and now the push down below. They are revealed, so a good idea, and a stun followed through. Slow down that peak from up top. The star doesn't catch Kamek.
They can look to bolster this up. Try and get that fourth player into position. Oh, it's definitely a bit awkward. That hasn't gone exactly to plan. In fact, they've lost the second already. I think that is at least one of the rifles down on the deck. Luckily, Kamek is there with the second. This battle versus Padatek could make the round interesting, but Mini's won that. And while what was a very
previously, a couple light shields bouncing around, but full utility for the most part. Early push by Click, and he'll pay for that.
It seems like his plan on a lot of these rounds is to just have no fear. Like, just go diving into positions. In the last round, obviously, you have a huge weaponry advantage, but in this round, not so much the case. I think we've seen that Click is a confident player both within and out of the server. Question is, though, can they find anything more? That was one of the rifles, by the way.
Likely to be fired in if they were on site. The stun will buy some time, it will isolate Camo on the site, and they'll find the pick as a result, catching a headshot, but not the kill on the walkout. With Kiko taking Kata, this one looks very difficult indeed. Kamek finds the one to sell that A-fake.
30 seconds left.
Zero actually isn't the best eventually. We'll peek back out, look to delay. Salvos to the back of sight, and a lurk coming through from Mini, maybe trying to catch players out. Zipan those done well, playing that entry role, but Kiko still sits within this site. 14 seconds left, they have to try and get that planted, and now the full force of this Liquid roster are into position, trying to basically swarm out. Gentlemates is exactly what they've done, leaving just one standing, and this time, well,
planted.
That's immediate. Using a couple of ults, maybe they expected a bit more to be invested into this round. The third ult. Okay, although this round is almost definitely going the way of Liquid, I'm surprised how much has actually been invested into this round. Oh, not the prettiest of sprays, and well, the defusal has come in under their nose. They've managed to wipe out the
3-2. You got to commend them for being able to take that across the line. Now, Armageddon thrown in on middle. That's the Viper's pit that's being put into question, and Nats dropped. The pit is gone, and the reward for the side of Gentlemates is huge. That's an opening pick, and they've got a pit of their own if they get to a site, which now should be a little bit easier.
If anything, though, I feel like the ults have somewhat been the undoing of these squads. Almost caught out, but Serial hasn't found the damage. He was down to big plays from the likes of Mini. Kamek is on 1 health, so yeah, there is absolutely no surviving.
Including the vent position being held by Kiko, and it looks like he has got some enemies at the gates. A big kill to start, but can't correct for the second. 3v4.
They haven't
but moving back to the A site, Team Liquid are still very much here.
Yeah, that's the problem. They didn't pull any rotations with even their fake. And while Padatek has done well from the site, again, we get down to the last few seconds, 12, to try and make their move. It's left all on to Kata. A player coming in from behind, and that will be enough. Serial there to close it.
Attack side split. They just want to keep on that slow grind. Keep the numbers close. Right away, that showstopper's used up, and it's Serial that finds the rocket heading his way. Trade onto Nats as well. Backside fight goes Kiko's way. He picks up the first, but the stun is good. Teammates come rushing in from heaven, though. The cover is here, and there's nowhere to go, surely. But Kata, he slips out, manages to come from the shadows out on the A site and find himself a plant. From here, though, 3 players he's facing off against. They could group up, and that's exactly what they'll do. Approach this one together. Down towards the screens. Already, he's hearing one, but they're making it towards the site. They'll see it's a plant for heaven. Before that, they'll see Kata up there.
It's funny. This felt like the exact scenario that we saw
on the site before the push comes in. So this time they want a more direct approach. Still, there's a bit of a stagger and a rotation as a result. Kiko's going to be here, but it's Padatek as the front line of defense, and he is immediately shut down. The 1 kill, though, Kiko slips back onto the site. Mini is eagerly awaiting his arrival. Camo shuts down one, and it's the spike. A small delay that's put into play. It'll be retrieved now by Kata. The ult is seeking and finding all that info.
Still, it's a little bit awkward for the rest of the players to make sure every single angle is clear. Spike's still not down. They are within the site, all stuck behind. They have to try and peek together. Camo with a
victory. This round is not likely to see much of a change. It is a very light investment. They're caught in the open. Those are some clean shots from Kiko. And mates, left in a 2v5, blink and you miss the action in this round.
Still as sharp as ever. Thinking back to kickoff, I know it was a while ago, but
it does leave Heaven a little undefended, a little open. And mates are walking right into that empty space. Big pick from Mini.
It seems like he's almost become their entry fragger. This guy is playing that Viper, but it almost feels at times that the calling is around himself. Like, can I do this? Can I put the world on my back? And to be honest, in the rounds they've won, he has been a bit of a hero for them. This is so risky. 45 HP, I was gonna say, it needed to be an instant headshot. Doesn't manage to get the kill, and finally, we see the awakening of Click. A little bit quiet thus far, but if they can get the last couple of rounds, there's at least a good chance.
30 seconds
7 to 5, nothing to turn your nose at. And of course, like I said, Team Liquid will feel comfortable with a cushion like this moving into the next half, but mates, can't think about your opponent's strength. Keep his way back through, Shorty in hand, swaps over to the big old gun as the salvos come in. Not good for the kill. The Shorty comes out though as Click's baited in. He thinks it's an off on the other.
Where do they place? Ooh, I was gonna say, where they place the Rolling Thunder. There you go. He's used it immediately, because almost died seconds later. And that time is ticking again. This has been the problem for mates. That clock getting lower and lower, and the spike down on the deck, it didn't even matter. Now has to be a little bit more careful. I say that, I reckon he's gonna go through this.
He's already past the stun. I mean, they both are. They're so close, ready for the fight. But Kamek and Click are the ones finding the kills. Click was able to walk down the stairs there from up in B Heaven and claim that frag. Nats tries to recover on picks, but they'll have to win their ones.
The timing, well, the stun hasn't connected, and now for Serial, this becomes nigh on impossible. In fact, he's going to be spotted out by Zipan. Good response. You
talk about mates. On the attack side, they wanted to be in post plants a lot to find value if they don't get the early picks, which they really didn't with that util. And the post plants were hard to come by. One-to-one trades here. Not ideal. That's a weapon picked up on the other side. A classic running through mid. Has just found a pickup in Heaven, and there is mistake after mistake with an outlaw picked up. Everybody's in danger. Those light shields might as well not be there. And so, it's Mini to do.
Case has been picked up from Liquid. They will get into a post plant. That's gonna, oh yeah. Whoops. Oh, okay. I did not expect him to miss one. This is a 2v2. This round really should have been over, but somehow now we've got some weaponry retrieved. That same sniper that dealt death in the last is back in their hands again.
They've recovered it, but recovering the round's a whole different story. Those two rifles up against the clock. You know there's an Astra in play. Always the potential for the grab. Well, you might think he's playing the post plant, but he's still on site. Still, he will be caught. Mini, the hero of a few rounds so far.
All of them.
Comes back into play.
I think it's the time. Already going to start ticking. A quick jump over. Well done from Kiko, getting 2 out of that. We could have the most horrible back and forth to start off this map, but Mini still standing. That at least gives me hope.
Oh, I was going to say don't do Kata like that, but, well, Nats has done it. Towards the B side, by the looks of things, we can see that movement towards Heaven. Showstopper popped. It's going to be hard to find a target, clearing out space down below. Nade does the same for Heaven, but they're swinging through it. Playing ahead of the nade. Kamek has wrapped in. They have no idea he's here, but they clear it anyways. Patatek does remarkably well to find that. With Serial and Nats popping off, it's Zipan left alone. I respected that play from Kamek. I thought that could have been the round in their pocket with 2 or 3 kills once the smoke faded, but somehow, despite that space being clear seconds ago, Patatek was worried. Maybe he heard a step, whatever it was. It's left Zipan in a space where he cannot even save this weapon without a serious gentlemates out before that's even necessary.
Yeah, they've done it with stingers, they've done it with pistols. Maybe now Kada will do it with a Bucky. Not the greatest start, that's already the aggressive. Probably be the greatest Bucky play we've ever seen. Now, luckily, he's not been hit by the Nightfall. First kill goes his way. Got a little bit of help from that Viper screen. Looking for a little more, almost gets a second. It's a nice try.
It is, but
Unfortunately, nice tries don't win anything.
exactly, they need more in this round, Tom, more than just a glimmer of hope. They need those flames to be fanned, and I don't see anyone to do it. It's a Sheriff and a rifle picked up by Click, 2 away from the ult. But 4 players to find. He may need that showstopper, or this show will be over before they want it to be. Just 6 rounds on the board for Gentlemates, and nothing is going to change.
I don't know if I'd want to see Kamik's face of this scenario, but maybe that'll happen eventually. And it's already gone horribly. Shooting the clone, trades out. Well, they're looking for a hero again. I look to this man.
Well, the snake bites landed at least, but look how many players are there, ready and waiting. Already spotted, and the drone stops them from using their abilities. Camo sees one on short. They're starting to tick all the boxes here. Team Liquid know exactly where the hit's coming in, but Click tries to use the stun to get back sight. Unfortunately, Kiko's there, filling in the space and filling the bodies with lead on the other side. It's this out. They filled in C side, but Mates already up close. They've used these smokes to get into sneaky little angles. The big swing, but Nats is there to catch them all. Patatek and Kiko have his back well and truly covered and into those traps for now, not intending to move towards the backside, and in fact, just tapping the spike and giving up control. 40 seconds left though. Nats is a big pick. It's going to free up a lot of the site control, but Serial has filled in the gap, making his way into this corner. He'll be spotted, revealed, the spams into the corner, not landing on him. The trade at least from Patatek, but numbers thinning out. Patatek holding strong, and Camo's here to help. Mini giving away his flank, but gets it to a 1v1, 15 seconds. The spike has to go down on A at this point. There's no time to turn tail. Patatek going to expertly reposition down below. It's a gamble from Mini as to where he could be, and Mini wins! The Red Bull Club.
Viper, so it'll be the neural theft that he's almost farmed up.
Oh, this push down by Camo is risky. The head spotted and connected on, and he has his dash to get right. They might see that barrel on Patatek, but if they're focused up top, that's a different game entirely.
Timing.
They've seen him.
Timing.
They saw the barrel. I mean, it's just a bad position unless you've got that bait.
It was also, Kiko was, I think, setting up a smoke, so because of that, that setup completely fell apart. They've given up the space. Serial, that's the second time he's been scanned after missing the dart. Luckily, though, oh, when you've got Nats, you've got Kiko. Sometimes that's enough. Still 2 players, one of them Mini. Kamik still looking for something versus his whole team, and now needs to do it all. 2 players standing down to low HP, and more Camo.
He's pulling out the disses, putting the spotlight on them. But for Mates, let's see if they can find recovery. Even in this round, there's chances. Nats is there to pick up the opening. The rest of the squad a little late in following it up. Now they flood through that tiny little choke point, looking for the fight. They might get it. This is a good opportunity with the Stinger up close, and the Sheriff follow-up from Kamik.
It's going in the other direction. Could be a problem. Kamik could get one, though. Getting ever closer to his own. I guess an isolated fight. Serial a little bit ahead of the curve. An Aftershock versus Aftershock, but it's going to come down to just Patatek. Clears out that first kill, but there are 2 more to find, and that time is ticking. You can see Kada has not got the best weaponry, but he's just looking to be awkward, create issues for his opponent.
And that's a big issue. Smoke down, he knows the defuse can't be had before a pick is found. Unfortunately, just listen to how quickly the ticks are coming in on that spike. Patty looking for a little bit more, and he'll find it. 3-piece.
Might see one of those other ults thrown in.
Big push from Liquid. They gotta take risks in a round like this where you don't have a lot to work with. That was Kiko to land the headshot on the Sheriff, but the rifle doesn't make it out. The knife's from far away, though, able to. It doesn't land on anyone. There's nothing they can follow up with, and the advantages still need to be found elsewhere. Serial in big danger, not expecting that deep push, and that could be the undoing of this round with Camo having it all on it.
The 2 maps we did see was very strong early starts from the side of Mates, so it's good that they're back already.
Well, Kiko looking to be a thorn in the side, but they have rooted him out of position. The advantage stays with mates. The site to be taken, rolling. Thunder put in early. That's getting Serial into position to slow or maybe stop this push altogether. The drone up top, it's catching info, and they're following up, swinging in, but it's Kamek holding the angle that spotted up. So an ambitious play by Nats, and he did some damage.
I think that's exactly why he did it. Oh, a close angle. That's risky. This is not the sort of guy that you want to give opportunities to. Nats now turning it into a 1v2. The crossfire is still nasty. Realistically, when contact is made, there should be a swing, and while
danger is spotted now, he's able to get out of there at least. And I mean, if he finds a kill, I am surprised and perhaps perplexed. Well done by Zipan to deal with that, and it looks like just housekeeping across the board going well.
Very nice take. Methodical as well. The mistakes that we saw in the last map have seemingly dissipated. I said much more of a comfortable pick, and maybe a few confidence kills coming up for Serial. It's unlikely to change the round, but at least maybe no util, no paranoia. It's only going to be what comes back online. Timing is going to be everything. They're going through at the same time, and even trade to start things out, but it seems like it's eventually going to swing into the attacker's favor. 2 remaining for that defense as they get this round at least. Expectations incredibly low for Camo. He's either got to get enough kills that he's close to his ult, or he's got to basically win it. This is going well for Nats though. This is why you want to get rid of this guy as soon as possible. Kiko gets one as well with the shotgun. And they have not got rid of Nats. That is, as said, in the last round the goal was kill Nats. The goal is still kill Nats.
Yeah, and it ain't going well.
No,
He's picked up a third, the first 2 with a Sheriff, and now the recovered rifle working wonders.
Goka's going, I said kill Nats.
Well, that strategy might have to be repeated in the next time out. Finally, Nats will go.
Be hiding off the back of that cam, went to pre-fire it, and just Nats was quicker. That's the thing, that single gun completely changed the round. An aggressive start, solid stun out from Paditek. Gonna set up Camo wonderfully, in fact, the second assist, but goes out for more. And in fact, Zipan's found a quick double, and then Mini's lurking to get his revenge. He's been called out throughout the match by his opponent, but he is now the top fragger in the server. Removing this gun would be nice, but I think it's such an unexpected angle to be held, and well, the rest of the players a little bit further away. Kiko actually going back to the side. Got to be careful.
For Team Liquid, behind by 3.
You got a good chance.
Well, it's time to get right into the game and right into the B side. Camo going deep on that dash. Smoke off to the left side as they look to work A with this split, and Camo will be a real annoyance to these players as he wraps all the way around, tucked on the boxes, hearing the rotations as well. They could bring the spike back, but I think they're going to try to use Camo when he springs that trap. It could be being watched by Kata. The timing here will be everything as the fight on the site. They've lost Kata. Now their back is wide open. They need to fight forward. Kamek, good for 1 onto Paditek, and he'll keep them boxed in. The spike can't run back, can't cross and move to C without going straight through Kamek. It has managed to slip out with the TP, but that leaves a player isolated, surrounded, and a shock dart to take him down from the grave.
An anomaly throughout the round. Where he could be at this stage is completely unknown, and Kiko actually watching the angle instead. It was ticking. Post-plant utility in position. Element of surprise is not going to be an easy one. They know there's no flank. Trips are still in play. Part of me does wonder if mates just get to the stage where it's go, okay, we don't want to just feed them orbs. We don't want to give them ultimates going into their bonus. Just try and hold on to whatever we can. Oh, well, Kata's at least found a kill. That's an extra gun dropped to the deck. It's not one of the rifles. The next kill would be a rifle if they could find one, but that's a lot easier said than done. And well, at this stage, yeah, he does actually have to run back in, otherwise he's not
close in garage. And he's heard a TP, he's heard lots of noise moving towards this B site. It's all about his timing. Oh, but he's paranoid, still good for 1, but the trade so quick. And as they pull back into the angle, the close range weapons, well, they love that fight. They don't like that one though. Mini shutting them down.
Again, solid position of well.
And I don't think Click's going to be looking to make it catch on either. Zipan doesn't get the info, but still fires the shock dart through, knowing someone broke his little arrow. But Nats has gone down, and yeah, it was the peek into the window. Now, he's gone down, no control over your back. It's time to go forward.
Already pressure in. I like that. Isolates the kill on the non-blinded player, but that does give Zipan time to regain his vision and take down the majority of the squad. Kamik came in as walking into the trip won't help. Mini is going to go through this. The cavalry has arrived alongside him. You can see, though, the only goal from Liquid is to play up close, and I think they've misread how far forward these players on Gentle Mates have gone. They wanted the close angle onto the spawn. Aditek's done well. Kill, you don't really expect him to win.
One enemy remaining.
The rest of them are not going their way. Left all onto Nats. Quick and clean.
It's starting to feel like things are, well, heating up.
Is it read by Nats? We've seen this position, but on the other side, back in the cam, knows there's still a guy there. Stun comes through, just looks to try and clear him out. That's wonderful. And then the Hunter's Fury used as well. 20 seconds of the move is made, and that kill was everything for Kiko. The time is going to be rough just to try and get back in. A solid stun might even close this one out.
And they're ready. Everybody's here. Aftershock in, and Zipan swinging with...
It still felt like that they were the ones running out of time. They were the ones pushing the clock, and Gentlemates look calm, and even confident at this stage. They are swinging for battles and brawls versus pistols. They seem to not give a damn about who's standing on the other side. A kill for Nats will garner his ult, will give them information, but what does that information tell you? Okay, they are spread across the map.
Great, go action on that. For Mates, that has been really nice to see on this defensive side. Everything crazy over rotations. Both players were low, and Kiko manages to find both kills as a result. Rifle recovered. And Mates, they might not over-rotate, but both players dying on B leaves a real problem in the late round. Zipan, well, he was surrounded, but it was a 1v1 with Nats that closer to that B side. He'll be ready with a stun in hand. It's Mini alongside Kata with a huge opportunity here, and the swing is good, but the kills, they go.
Literally ahead of that, the spike's on the ground, and there's 3 players having to run back towards you. The dash is just bait. They were very ready for...
Much heavier stacked up elsewhere. Armageddon put into play for Team Liquid. It's towards the C site. Pressure put onto a player like Mini, but he delivers every time under this pressure. Kata, having snuck in along, was in a good spot, but Kiko pulls it right back. Nats sneaking through, catches 2, and now it's Kata with it all to do. He's left the spike behind him. That's not ideal, but he has the ult if he wants it. I think just could have grabbed it. Stuck down. He's on the defensive side, so you're not going to need the spike, are you? Don't know what I'm talking about.
He's trying to protect the spike.
I want Mates to be back on the attack, Tom. It was a much better side for them, but Mates had that setup on C. They had the aggression, they had the spike, it didn't work out. Now for Liquid, they're going right back to the C site, feeling perhaps like there's some blood in the water, but Mini is holding strong. This guy's been delivering every time they need him, and he does with a double. In comes Click, ult activated, information there for him as well. He's trying to force the fight with very low HP on Kiko. It looked like a good decision until Patatek haven't tested the B side blindly all too often, and there has been space there. Click, oh, he's pushed out by the salvos, and Nat's ready and waiting, but Mini steps in to fill the space with Kata. 2 kills and the advantage back for them. Kamik there for a double, and it's
considering where they are. He's heard the steps. That will at least give the game away for one of the players. Spam doesn't connect and has to be careful. There's a man still in the middle. It took a little bit of time, but Mates have got there in the end. They are on map point. Game to play. That's twice that Nats has had a pop. Oh, there's so many steps being heard, but Serial's waiting for it. I don't think that was an intentional bait, but it is a bait, and Camo's now found that solo man. They've known this as well. Zipan has been holding onto that A site unless there's been a push. Now with no ultimates other than, well, the From the Shadows, and even that's going to get dissipated. Mini with 1, he's been a hero, but he could do no more. And it is Kamik, he's going for a knife. Oh, I guarantee it. I guarantee. This is literally Panatek just trolling. He's shouting at him across the stage. Oh my god.
there is in the other direction, and this is a great read from the attack on where Liquid have been leaving those gaps. Nats, he loses the fight as well. Finally, click in with the opening pick, and that should get them a plant.
I'd be very worried if it doesn't. Serial now has to deal with the same fate, potentially. Nice shot.
They don't know about the second.
Yeah, but it's whether or not Kata actually swings first and actually gets the info, but Kata is there. Just by the TP again. Kiko seems to get so much space from absolutely nothing, but it's Zipan. 2 quick kills through the smoke and only Camo standing. He'll go down around the block once or twice. It's this same battle. We've seen it many a time. Zipan looking for the fight, even swinging out for the fight. Will go down because of it. And as said, a lot of the time he has been that solo hold. The thing is though, mates are not just sitting pretty, they are walking up mid.
They've taken this space a few times. It's not always successful. Often Team Liquid were ready for it, waiting for it, but a player deep in window, not on their radar. 3 versus 4, and steps heard towards the A site. Guess who's holding down strong here? Mini's been on C, but he swapped it up, and now they don't know what they're running into. That stun was beautiful, and Mini's in with the double. Gentlemates fighting tooth and nail for this map, and they've got it. Many thanks to Mini. Bot is no real danger, but Team Liquid are taking their time before going for this engagement. Kamek stuck that despite going down to 1 HP.
Fair
They get
enough.
the kills. I don't know what strat that is, but I need to note it down.
What a round so far from Zipan. We've definitely seen some of the individual brilliance that we know he's had in his locker this whole time. And I thought Kami was going to get the final kill. Got to be careful. It is still Nats, but up top, Kata was remaining in the site in these sort of rounds that you will stack up that A site. A lot of angles that can go unchecked and potential to fight for the orb, but it's not gone fantastically. A quick dash of the light speed into the site, and well, looking like this could end quite quickly. Nats is nowhere.
So he won't pick up any weapon that goes on the floor.
Toxins going
Solid connection here. Definitely
try
be
bait with it.
worthwhile. Salvo's used, the turret draws his ire, and that gives Kamek the window he needs. 2 and a... Of course, for those Ascension teams, it carries a little bit more weight as well.
Yeah.
Nats stun is good. He won't be able to swing out wide and stop that aggression from Gentlemates. That's at least 1 pick found for free, and Click from miles away is recovering. Putting it down to a 4v3 with Camo's pick as mates look to take this in the other direction.
Kiko.
They've got to go right past Kiko. The jump peek works out for Kamek with the Spectre. Oh, he thought he had the kill.
Little
30
bit
seconds
too
left.
quick on the trigger. Even still though, he comes back to finish the job. Quick trade, Haditech nowhere to be seen. In fact, he's going to get very much still potential, but Click's going to be there to at least clear the majority of the space, and while for Nats, it needed to be a miracle play to get anything from there. Salvos will deny the more of default of plant spots, but inevitably it's quite comfortable. Getting anything from here,
toxins
tough.
going up.
Well, that Bucky gonna find it real hard to get up close and personal. Still that light speed online, the double dash that Camo can use to close the distance. Serial falling and the numbers thinning. It's not looking good. Kiko at least lands the 1, but on 5 HP. Oh, salvos are going to be the end of him. He just stands inside of it. There was no other choice, really.
Their Viper.
Yeah, the back yellow control already. You know it's a more passive hold, and with that Viper wall, you can get space towards the site. Zipan traded out on A. It doesn't draw rotation, so they're still here ready and waiting, but with Serial falling, it's Nats. The ult fired right in towards him, still gets 2. Delays slightly, 10 seconds though, just enough for that plant to go down. The ult back in the other direction. Virgin Pat sent in, and Camo really taking the space as the refractive fall back and won't need it. The triple kill is enough to pull it across the line. The first round for Team Liquid on the board. Yeah. There's no way that Gentlemates are going to find themselves on an eco, of course, not even if they lose this round, and that's not looking likely with an opening of Mini onto Kiko. Camo having to give up space, but Patatek finding the pick, at least stop it through this wall. He definitely had to be close to be right-clicking the flash in, and they're checking it, aware of it, and Camo finds the kill as a result. Zipan As the wall falls, looks for a duel back in the other direction, but the
Spike
trades
down, B.
keep it in favor of Team Liquid. Rotate as well with Nats coming in. Viper's Pit not likely to be used, but maybe now. With Patatek falling and pressure on for Serial. He's had a tough few fights, but this round stepping up for the double and leaving Mini to do it all. But in clutches, he's been good this time.
Vader, that could have been everything. If the timing worked out, it was a split second from them seeing Kamek and the spike being on the ground. Instead, though, Click is lost, but Zipan's position makes this one tough. If they can push forward and catch the players on the edge of the pit, they did not expect Serial to be waiting. And now, while they have to deal with the man inside that pit, and they do!
Mini has done a remarkable job. That's pulled it back into the realms of possibility. Team Liquid floating back in before the spike goes down, but the players from Liquid do instead. It's Mini again, digging deep when he's needed the most, and he won't be doing
Didn't even take a lick of damage.
Doing that while leading as well. Just the consistency is... Madness from Kiko! A double opener!
Wow.
A headshot angle! And
Need someone to find a kill to get them back. At least level.
oh, this fight for mates! Serial's done so well! Armageddon's put through. It's going to slow this one way down, and for Team Liquid, this round is clearly feeling winnable. Patatek has snuck around the back of the boxes, and himself and Serial find another. Kata with the clutch on his hands, and he almost gets exactly what's going to go into play. And sure, Kamek pops ult before, but it's not going to do a whole lot in terms of stopping the lockdown. They still need to respect it. They've managed to destroy it though, and actually Armageddon almost avoided staying inside the pit now. A lot of presence all over the site being heard by Kata, but they can't find him. They don't know where he's gone, and from the top rope he'll find one. Now they know, but it could be too little, too late. A big round from Kadavra, and clearly had the mana for it too. Team Liquid trying to adapt to this weaker buy with aggression. The bookie from Patatek is good for the first. He's going deep for more and almost gets it, but mowed down on that B-hold. It's left to mid to try to make it work, and that peak.
He's actually rounded the corner, so he stays alive, but they know where he is. There's also a flank on a flank with Kata coming in from behind, but now that player is cleared, they have to look the other way. They have to work out where he is, and well, Kata tagged low, but he's going to be able to put the snake bite in. That buys even more time, and in the end, they do get the
counter that on the other side through the nano that was sent in to destroy some util and, well, maybe cause some problems. Serial does well here, landing himself the first. The spike down on the floor, and so is Kata. Numbers thinning out for mates. Liquid trailing by 4, but they're starting to pick up the pace now towards the end of the half. 7-5 still possible. Great crossfire in the spawn as well. If Mini pushes that door, he was dead. To Kiko alongside Patatek. Kiko goes hunting out on the site and finding free kills. This is looking much better for Team Liquid.
It's a round that they really cannot afford to let slip. Click, no idea there's a player directly below him. The moment, as you can see, Mini's had his moments. Spike in hand, he's been spotted. The run back, he's gonna have to have an idea that there's players around this position, but he is not. It's understandable that he is just gonna give up that spot. Not worth fighting for. Just look how much utility sent in. Nice start, but the trades come back thick and fast. Kiko, it should be freebie. It will be.
Yeah, Click going a little bit too loud on the way through. Misreading the rotations. It's given a real chance. The side of Liquid. Kiko and Camo, the two on their way back through. Full utility belts. Paranoia still up. Smoke for the spike already. That's putting pressure on. 6 seconds till salvos, but Zipan has to fight. And that's the utility now removed. One piece at least. Kamek bought himself a bit more time, and Paranoia was used back yellow. They don't know where he is, but being forced to spam, thinking they're on the spike, but now it's a 1v1. More doable, but Camo got ahead of the problem. Time running low.
No,
it will be close.
I don't think so.
Very close, but not close enough.
Rounds followed. They do the same again. They're at match point.
Swing by Camo. Mini's shutting it down. That's the only pick for Gentlemates so far. He's tagged desperately low. Down to 4 HP, forced to fall back, and the site now claimed for a plant. Push in, not gonna work out for Kiko though, and so numbers back to square footing, but it's Mini being so low that makes this a difference.
A little bit overzealous though, wanting to try and get that close ground, but instead giving an opportunity. Click now finds another. A few slip-ups, a few missed shots, giving those opportunities over, and that's not connecting either. It is going to be the salvos, but Kamek continues to push. Again, an advantage, a post plant, and a pistol that looked done. But Gentlemates, they're never giving up that fight.
Well, the sec to stop this madness before it gets way out of hand, and we might already be there. A loss in this round, it could signal the beginning of the end, and Gentlemates!
As an IGL, and honestly, wouldn't be able to tell.
Well, from not having hands to having their opponents in a chokehold, quite an impressive turnaround from Gentlemates. Camo's got to be fuming to be picked off like that.
Desk.
Yeah. And Team Liquid, a player down already. Nats has been spotted having pushed all the way up in middle. And Mini is just closing in the gap behind. The space left open, capitalized again. It's Mini, a three-piece on a low buy for Liquid, of course. The consequences of their actions.
Someone on this Liquid squad to step up and do something, because right now they have gone silent at the worst possible time. In the last map, they fought back to OT. And well, finally they've managed.
I think it's as simple as if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And last round, he pushed up, got a kill for free. He's gonna say, okay, are you gonna give me that gap again? The answer this time was no. They're pushing in off the back of another kill, traded out this time, but still leaving Team Liquid with the advantage. Kamek hasn't been spotted! And he's good for only one, a better weapon there, and that could be a disaster. But instead, Team Liquid, given a moment to breathe, a 1v3, and Mini caught with his knife out. That's about the only...
But are well aware of. Looks like a retake setup. Camo looking to clear now, there you go. And maybe a little bit of an overface from Kamek. The rest of the team, it does seem almost telegraphed that they're playing this one for a retake, but he's ahead of the curve, looking for those fights. Mentioned the potential overconfidence, and these sort of rounds begin to look quite easy. The fact is though, we have seen many a round turn on its head. It's not pretty from Kiko, but the job is done nonetheless, and well, getting back onto this is going to be incredibly difficult.
Yeah, just a little bit of an overheat. Mini goes through the wall, through the smoke, expecting they've already fallen back, but it was very much not the case. Stun, that's actually decent. That's just too far back to be caught by it though, and with utility still on the spike and time ticking away, Salvo's still online for Patatek, just now being fired out. This is cementing the round for Team Liquid, and with Kata picked off. This comeback is not real until I hear Patatek screaming again. That, for me, is the sign this is going well. Huge potential, and it's Mini to pick up the double.
Click was an observer.
He was going to get an orb either way. Come hell or high water, mates. 5. Look at the stack on back A site. All 5 players here. If this was an eco round, it would make sense.
They're going to take. How are they going to make this difficult for us? And this is the thing, we saw this setup before, where it's an early, aggressive start to the round. It's already a kill, and another comes up for Click. A beautiful...
For Gentlemates, Turret still watching their back, and the rest of the squad looking firmly forward. Now that ult, it will stop some utility, and that lets them just run straight through on the mate side, dominating the duels as we've seen so often in this series. It's 13.